So here is my fabulous new juicer, and it looks quite complicated, but actually it's not. The fruit goes in there, and it's locked, the top's locked when it's working, so you undo the lock as, oops, so, there we are, and at that point you can sort of basically take it apart. So that's where all the shit goes. This is the sort of funnel where it all gets grated up, and it comes out the spout there, and we have got this little sort of cup thingy collector that goes on the end. So you push the fruit in, the shit goes that way, the juice goes that way, and it's all in here. Now you can juice almost anything. You're not supposed to do bananas and mangoes, but you can do almost anything else. You can do fruit and vegetables. And I've got a range here at the moment. I've got some oranges, some plums, some tomatoes, and some carrots. And you're supposed to basically mix them and see what they taste like. And it's a sort of trial and error style thing. So I don't know how much each of them make, how much juice you actually get from them. So for this first time, I'm going to have to just do it and then tell you after what I've done, I think. My plan for the first thing, and it's a couple of carrots there, a large orange, 2 little oranges, 2 plums, and a handful of tomatoes. Now you do have to take the peel off first, you do have to take the big stones out, and I'm going to see just how much juice this makes, because obviously when that's full it's finished. So I'll have to tell you afterwards, after I've used it, just how much I managed to use of this. It is like an absolute explosion, okay? The little oranges just went and all the shit, it's the velocity that pushes the shit out of there and into here. Because you can see there's no like tipping method or anything. You literally squash it, it explodes. The shit goes everywhere and eventually into there. Sort of go like that. And the little juicy has come out. Now, you don't get that much. That is 2 little oranges. So I'm going to go for the plums next. I'm going to do the plums and the tomatoes next, and then see how much juice I've got. So, the proportion of fruit I showed you, of which I've got this much left, which is probably another 2 lots, makes that, which is roughly as full as I'd ever want a thing to be. I haven't tasted it yet. Like I say, the ingredients are 2 small tangerines, 1 large orange, 2 plums, a handful of little cherry tomatoes, and quite a few carrots. Maybe, I don't know, 6 or 8 carrots. Bizarrely enough, you get a lot of juice out of the carrots. You don't get so much juice out of the oranges. It's funny that, isn't it? Anyway, as you can see, it is going to need cleaning every single time you do it. And I don't yet know how much sort of shit is in here, but I think that looks sort of full to me. I don't think it has a huge capacity to collect. So that might be something to remember. The shit that's sort of built up around here is supposed to fly into there, and if that's empty, it works. It does easily come apart, so washing it isn't a problem. But I'm going to wash it actually. No, I'm not. I'm going to have to taste it because I want to know what it tastes like. There's a nice orangey colour to it. Quite a lot of froth as well. Let me just have a taste and see what I think. Gosh, it's really refreshing. It's very strange. It's orangey. It is orangey, but you can really taste the carrot, and I think that's because I used quite a lot of carrot in it, actually. It's very nice. It's certainly drinkable. It's very, very nice. I think it's really weird. Some of the tastes are really weird. Carrot and orange. And you can sort of taste a hint of plum as well. Ooh! Oh, I'm loving this juicer, I am. Now, before I drink the rest of that, I'm going to have to wash this up. My only issue with this is that it does take quite a lot of fruit and veg to make drinks. Now, that can be quite expensive, and that's going to affect what I use. I haven't actually put in here any leafy vegetables, which you can do, and some of the stuff that is less expensive. You know, oranges quite expensive, tomatoes not really expensive at all. Carrots not really expensive at all, but you know, I might have to do a grapefruit more than oranges, because oranges are a little bit on the expensive side. But we'll see. We'll see. This is the first time I've used it, and I'm very pleased with it indeed. Now, I don't know if I've announced this, yes or not, but the Mark and Field project for this year is to redo this kitchen. Until I redo this kitchen, I've got very, very limited space, okay? Now, this is actually the top of a washing machine that acts as basically the only side I have in here, which is why I sometimes put things like the fruit bowl on top of the cooker. It's not ideal, and as I use a microwave quite a lot, this is going to share this space with the microwave, so I'm going to put this where I used to have my knife block, which was over on the draining board over there. And my microwave is actually in my cupboard on the bottom shelf. So these are going to have to share the space, and of course not be there at all when I put the washing machine on, until I get a new kitchen. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm using this on a night time basically, and I don't know if I actually showed you how well it breaks down or not, but you can take the plunger out and you can take that off. I know I showed you, which releases that, and of course this, and then you can actually take out the black rim here, which has the spout in it, and it also has the little lip that goes over the top there. And you can take out the silver bit, obviously. The silver bit is the hardest bit to wash, obviously. There's no getting around that, except for the fact that I am actually going to get a little bristle brush that I keep especially for this, I think, to be only used on that. I have to keep my veg in the fridge to keep it fresh, but the fruit I can have out if it's quite old, so fruit board and my little chopping plate as well. Now, I did a fruity one, most of a fruity one yesterday, although I did use carrots. I've actually bought quite a lot more stock. I think that I'm probably going to use maybe about £10 of fruit every fortnight, something like that. Fruit and veg. It depends. I'm going to try and get stuff that's reduced, because obviously it doesn't need to be perfect quality as it's getting mushed up anyway. But just to let you know what I have got, I've got lemons, I've got limes, I've got ginger, I've got kiwis, I've got plums, I've got apples, I've got pears, I've got cucumbers, I've got carrots, I've got parsnips, I've got pineapples. What else have I got? Just have a look in here. Oh yes, grapefruit, like I said I would. Grapefruit is going to sort of be more my staple instead of orange. And in the fridge I have quite a lot of leafy vegetables like kale, spinach and stuff like that. So today I'm going to be making a more veggie one, which I expect to be green instead of orange. That's for today. And after that, I think I'm going to do my sort of recipes, my mixes, so to speak, my blends, as part of my over a cuppa with my fruit teas and stuff like that. These are my chosen ingredients and their amounts for this particular blend. We've got a lime. Peeling a lime is an absolute arse. I had to do it with a knife. The best way I think to do things like lemon and lime might be a grater, a cheese grater, and put them through that, because the skins are terrible. One cucumber, one parsnip. That's an experiment. I'm hoping that dissolves rather like the carrot. But if it doesn't, then there'll be a lack of juice in there, and I'll have to bulk this up with carrots. I'll let you know about that after. I'm also got a handful of spinach, handful of cabbage, and a handful of little cherry tomatoes. So I'm going to see how this works and let you know if I need to bulk it out with carrots or not. Oh, and I quite forgot, as well as adding lime, I'm adding ginger. I know ginger and lime and ginger and lemon go quite well, because one of them has the tang and one of them has the bite. That's a little bit of ginger down there. So I'm adding that as well. Right, people, it's moment of truth time. I did have to add 3 carrots, and most of that was just to bring up the volume a little bit. Carrots just dissolve. Parsnips do not dissolve. I think most of it just went splat straight into the waste. But anyway, as you can see, there is the orange on the top. But if you look at it in the cup, it's green. It's very green. And I'm going to have a taste now and see what I think. You have a taste. Well, it's got a. You can really tell the lime, and you can tell that there's a lot of sort of cabbage type. It's very nice. I think it's cucumber. I think it's the cucumber. It's basically the cucumber, cabbage and lime that you can taste. Ginger, I don't think I added anywhere near enough, because although it's quite strong, it doesn't juice very well. Carrots, no, you can't taste because I didn't add enough, which is fine because I wanted it to be leafy. And I think the rest of it, all the leaves, just give it the general colour rather than taste. Very nice. Not as nice as yesterday. I do prefer the more fruity ones than the veggie ones at the moment, but you know, it's all good.